6. Top tips to deal with toxic people. Dealing with toxic people can be one of the most challenging aspects of life. These are individuals who exhibit harmful, manipulative, or abusive behaviors that can deeply impact our emotional well-being. They may be family members, co-workers, or even friends who consistently undermine, criticize, or take advantage of us. Navigating these relationships requires a delicate balance of assertiveness, emotional detachment, and self-preservation. The first step is to recognize the toxic patterns of behavior and not minimize or rationalize them. Toxic people often rely on gaslighting, guilt-tripping, or other passive-aggressive tactics to maintain control. It's important to trust your instincts and set firm boundaries, even if it means creating distance or cutting ties completely. While this can be difficult, especially with close family, prioritizing your mental health is crucial. Cultivating a strong support system of healthy relationships is also key. Surround yourself with people who uplift and empower you, not those who drain your energy. Additionally, invest in your own self-care practices, whether it's through meditation, exercise, or engaging in hobbies that bring you joy. By focusing on your own well-being, you can build the resilience to weather the storms of toxic interactions. Accordingly, here are 6 important ways to deal with toxic people. 1. Setting boundaries. The foundation for dealing with toxic people. Dealing with toxic people can be one of the most challenging aspects of life. These are individuals who exhibit harmful, manipulative, or abusive behaviors that can deeply impact our emotional well-being. They may be family members, co-workers, or even friends who consistently undermine, criticize, or take advantage of us. Navigating these relationships requires a delicate balance of assertiveness, emotional detachment, and self-preservation. The first and most important step is to establish clear boundaries about what behavior you will and will not accept. This means being specific about the actions, words, or attitudes that cross the line for you. Perhaps it's constant put-downs, excessive demands on your time, or blatant disrespect. Whatever the toxic behaviors are, you must make them known and be firm in your stance. Enforcing these boundaries is equally crucial. When the toxic person inevitably pushes against them, you must be prepared to follow through with consequences. This could mean walking away from a conversation, limiting contact, or even removing the person from your life entirely. It requires courage and conviction, as toxic individuals often try to manipulate or guilt-trip you into compliance. However, setting and upholding boundaries is the foundation for protecting your well-being. It sends a clear message that you value yourself and will not tolerate mistreatment. Over time, it can help shift the dynamic, as the toxic person learns that their behavior will no longer be rewarded with your attention or compliance. Of course, establishing and maintaining boundaries is often easier said than done, especially with long-standing toxic relationships. There may be immense pressure from family or social obligations to keep the peace, but your mental health and personal growth must be the priority. With practice and self-compassion, you can learn to stand firm in your limits, creating the space you need to heal and thrive. 2. Limiting contact. Creating physical and emotional distance from toxic individuals. Limiting contact with toxic people is a crucial strategy for protecting your mental and emotional well-being. Here are some key reasons why reducing contact can be so impactful. Minimizes exposure to negativity. Toxic individuals thrive on drama, conflict, and emotional manipulation. The more time you spend around them, the more you are exposed to this harmful energy. Limiting contact helps create distance from the constant negativity, criticism, and stress they inflict. Prevents emotional drain. Dealing with a toxic person can be emotionally exhausting. Their demands, boundary violations, and emotional outbursts can leave you feeling depleted, anxious, and unable to focus on your own needs. Reducing contact preserves your emotional resources, encourages personal growth. When you limit time with a toxic individual, you create space to invest in yourself and nurture healthier relationships. Without the burden of their negativity, you can redirect your energy towards activities, hobbies, and people that are truly fulfilling. Reinforces boundaries. Consistently limiting contact is a tangible way to enforce the boundaries you've set. It demonstrates to the toxic person that you are serious about not tolerating their behavior and are willing to create distance if needed. Reduces triggers. Certain environments, topics, or interactions with a toxic person may serve as emotional triggers, causing you to react in unhealthy ways. By limiting contact, you minimize exposure to these triggering situations. Fosters a healthier perspective. Maintaining distance can provide much-needed clarity about the toxic relationship. Without the constant barrage of negativity, you may be able to gain a more objective view of the situation and your own needs. 3. Cultivating empathy. Understanding doesn't equal excuse. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person, can be a powerful tool when dealing with toxic people. However, it's important to clarify that cultivating empathy doesn't mean condoning their behavior. Here's how understanding the source of their toxicity can help you navigate these challenging relationships. Looking beyond the surface. Toxic behavior often stems from deeper issues. Here are some possibilities. Unhealed pain. Perhaps the toxic person experienced trauma or hardship that shaped their negativity. While not an excuse, understanding this underlying pain can foster a sense of compassion. Low self-esteem. Toxic behavior can sometimes be a mask for insecurity. They might lash out to feel powerful or deflect from their own vulnerabilities. Lack of communication skills. Some people simply don't know how to express their emotions healthily, resorting to negativity or manipulation. Understanding doesn't equal excuse. Empathizing with their struggles doesn't mean excusing their behavior. They are still responsible for their actions and the impact they have on others. Protect yourself. First, empathy shouldn't come at the expense of your own well-being. If someone is consistently toxic and unwilling to change, it's okay, and often necessary, to limit contact or walk away from the relationship entirely. Don't become a therapist. While understanding is helpful, you're not responsible for fixing their problems. If they need professional help, encourage them to seek it. Focus on your response. Ultimately, you can't control the toxic person, but you can control how you react. Use empathy to guide your response, but prioritize setting boundaries and protecting your own emotional well-being. Empathy is a powerful tool, but it needs to be used wisely. By understanding the source of toxic behavior without condoning it, you can navigate these relationships with more compassion and clarity, ultimately protecting yourself and fostering your own peace of mind. 4. Prioritizing your mental health, shielding yourself from the drain. Toxic people act like emotional vampires, sucking the energy and positivity out of those around them. Their negativity, criticism, or manipulative behavior can create a constant state of stress and anxiety. This, in turn, takes a significant toll on your mental health. Here's how prioritizing your mental health becomes crucial when dealing with toxic people. Understanding the impact. Chronic negativity disrupts the body's stress response system, leading to a cascade of negative effects. Cortisol, the stress hormone, can remain elevated, impacting sleep, digestion, and overall mood. Toxic people can also trigger feelings of self-doubt, anxiety, and even depression. Building resilience. By taking care of yourself, you build resilience against the negativity of toxic people. This includes sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Sleep deprivation makes you more vulnerable to stress and emotional strain. Nutrition. Eating a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains provides your body and mind with the essential nutrients needed to function optimally. Exercise. Regular physical activity is a natural mood booster and helps manage stress. Find activities you enjoy, whether it's a brisk walk, yoga, or a group fitness class. Mindfulness practices, techniques like meditation and deep breathing, can help calm your mind and manage stress in the moment. Self-care activities. Schedule time for activities you find relaxing and enjoyable. This could be reading, spending time in nature, listening to music, or pursuing a hobby. Remember, prioritizing your mental health is not selfish. It's essential for maintaining your well-being and emotional strength. By taking care of yourself and setting boundaries, you empower yourself to manage the negativity of toxic people and create a more positive and supportive environment for yourself. 5. Communicate assertively. Owning your voice and setting boundaries with I statements. When dealing with toxic people, clear communication is crucial. However, simply lashing out or resorting to accusations is unlikely to yield positive results. Here's where assertive communication, particularly the use of I statements, comes into play. The power of I statements. Unlike you statements that come across as accusatory and blameful, I statements focus on your own feelings and needs. This approach fosters a less defensive environment and opens the door for a more productive conversation. Crafting effective I statements. Here's a breakdown of how to craft effective I statements. Start with I. Begin your sentence by acknowledging your own feelings. For example, I feel frustrated, or I feel disrespected when. Describe the situation. Provide a specific example of the toxic behavior that's bothering you. This helps the person understand the impact of their actions. For example, when you constantly interrupt me, I feel like my opinion doesn't matter. Express your needs. Clearly state what you need from the situation. For example, I need to be able to finish my thoughts before you respond. Or, I would appreciate it if you could listen without interrupting. Benefits of assertive communication. Reduced conflict. By focusing on your own experience, you're less likely to trigger a defensive reaction. Increased clarity. Clearly stating your needs leaves no room for misinterpretation. Empowering yourself. Taking ownership of your feelings demonstrates your strength and assertiveness. Communicating assertively with I statements empowers you to navigate difficult conversations with toxic people. By taking ownership of your voice and setting boundaries, you create a space for more respectful interactions and protect your own well-being. 6. Consider removing them. Protecting yourself by letting go. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, toxic people continue to bring negativity and drama into your life. They might disregard your boundaries, refuse to acknowledge the impact of their behavior, or simply be unwilling to change. In these situations, the healthiest option for your well-being might be to consider removing them from your life altogether. This decision is never easy. We all crave connection, and letting go of someone, even a toxic person, can be painful. However, here's why prioritizing your mental health through potentially removing them from your life can be a powerful act of self-love. Protecting your energy. Toxic people are emotional drains. Their negativity can deplete your energy and happiness. Removing them from your life creates space for positive influences and allows you to focus on nurturing relationships that uplift and support you. Setting a strong precedent. By choosing not to tolerate toxic behavior, you send a clear message. You deserve to be treated with respect. This strong stance can empower you in other areas of your life. Prioritizing your peace. Constant negativity takes a toll on your mental well-being. Removing toxic people allows you to create a more peaceful and positive environment for yourself. The road to removal. Acknowledge the need. The first step is acknowledging that the relationship is unhealthy and that removing them is necessary for your well-being. Don't feel guilty about prioritizing your own mental health. Consider the options. Depending on the situation, a gradual decrease in contact or a clean break might be best. Evaluate the potential consequences and choose the approach that feels safest and most effective for you. Prepare for resistance. Toxic people might try to guilt trip you or make you feel bad about setting boundaries. Be prepared for this and stay firm in your decision. You don't owe them an explanation. Seek support. Talk to trusted friends, family, or a therapist about your decision. Having a support system can be invaluable during this process. Focus on healing. Allow yourself time to heal and process the relationship's end. Focus on self-care and nurturing positive connections in your life. All in all, remember, removing someone from your life doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be a quiet but powerful act of self-preservation. You deserve to surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, not those who bring you down. By prioritizing your mental health and setting boundaries, you create space for positive growth and a more fulfilling life.